Hello everyone, it's Veronica and welcome back to my channel. If you wonder why I sound a little mellow, it's because I discovered that I spent 1 hour recording. I went through 3 of my book stacks and I discovered that I was muted the whole time. I had some really cute moments with my cats. I'm telling you, when I started this at like 3 or 2 p.m., I really did. Anyways, I guess I'll start with this book stack. I was on my 3rd book stack. My last book stack too. Isn't that really disappointing? So now I guess this 3rd book stack is now my 1st book stack. So let's get started. First off, I'll say that these are books from June all the way to now. So these are not all at once. It's a lot, but it's not like all at once. I mean, this is like what 5 months worth of books. Some of them are unread, some of them are read that I got and that I want to reread and also maybe annotate them. Some of the books I have read and I got them so I can annotate it physically. Like a lot of these books, some of these books I've read on Kindle Unlimited, or Kobo, and I annotated it and now I bought it physically so I can annotate it physically. I want to do that a lot more now because I love these books. If I love these books, I have annotations for them. I want to, like on my Kindle, I want to annotate it physically. I want to own it physically. And so I can just pick up a book, look at my annotations, and fall in love with it all over again. First off, I also have a guest. I don't have a new dog. I have a guest. This is Celeste. That is my brother's dog. I'm kind of babysitting. It's Aunt Veronica's day today. So, yeah, if you see her, she's not going to appear on all of my videos. Just today, I guess. Also, sometimes some of my live streams, you'll see her because I'm just, again, babysitting. Also, I have a cat here and I have a cat inside my bedroom. Olive hates Celeste so much. So he's kind of in bedroom jail, if you will. Zoe is so cute. He's such a cute boy. He and Celeste are okay. They don't really fight. Definitely at first they were a little weird, but now they're not best friends, but they certainly don't hate each other. This guy is just so cute. He's just literally been lying there the whole time. Since I took my thumbnail photo, since all 3 of my stacks, my muted stacks, and now I guess this stack. I'm gonna pause this video now, check if it's seriously recording my audio. And yeah, so hold on. Okay, so we're back. Let's get started in the books. Again, these are all books that I have bought since the beginning. Since I got here. I got this one from, I don't actually remember. I think I got it on either Amazon or I got it at Love Struck Books, but it doesn't have the sticker, so maybe I got it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Again, I kind of don't remember, but it is Ruby Dixon's new series, Bull Moon Rising. I actually didn't read it physically. I started it physically, and then the rest of the book, I read it on my Kobo. I borrowed it, the ebook from my library, bought it, not bought it, and I finished it on my Kobo from the library. So I really enjoyed this. It even has the artwork, which is really cute. I give this either a 4, 4.5, or 5. 4 or 4.5. I don't really remember, but I really enjoyed it. It was a little slow in the beginning. That's why it took me so long. I finished it literally at the end of October, I think. So it took me like 4 months. Okay, that's how long it really took me. But I really enjoyed this. This is one of the books that I had such a joy reading. I love Ruby Dixon's books. I love Ice Planet Barbarians. I'm on like the 10th book, I think, for Ice Planet Barbarian. That series forever, but I'm very excited to continue that series. But this book is the first book in the Guild series. The something guild, that's what I know. Let me see if I can find it. The Royal Artifactual Guild. Bull Moon Rising is the first one. I don't know when the second book is coming out, but this is Aspith and Hawk, like the bird, Hawk. And Hawk is a minotaur. I'm sure you guys saw. And she is a human. Basically, Aspeth joins the guild because her father has gambled away all her artifacts. She is a part of a hold. Her family hold has gone bankrupt due to her father's gambling, and she joins the guild as an apprentice or like a trainee to one day, in hopes, become an actual guild member, whatever, apprentice, and find artifacts. But she can't because she needs a sponsor. And she basically, in kind of a mutually beneficial relationship, they decide to get married so that he has someone during the, like, what do you call it, the minotaur, they have like a time where they're like, a time for minotaurs when they get super horny for each other because they just want to make babies. I don't remember the time or what it's called. There's a specific term for it in the book. So he has someone, and that is Aspeth, and Aspeth has a sponsor through her new husband, the Minotaur Hawk. So I really enjoyed this book. It was so good. It was slow for me to get into at first, but no regrets. I loved it. Fantastic time. Zero regrets. 10 out of 10. So good. I will say, by the way, before I get into my next book, some of these are unread, okay? I am trying to do intentional book buying, but also sometimes there are books that I just am buying to buy. Will I read them? I'm gonna get to reading them. Next, I got Terror at the Gates. Oh, I forgot that I got stickers as well. I got Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. This is her new series, the Blood of Lilith series. This is a beautiful special edition from Lovestruck Books, and it's signed. That's kind of why I got it. I literally walked by this shelf so many times. Should I get it? Should I not? Should I get it? Should I not? Because I'm still going through the part where I'm like, I want to do more intentional buying with my books. So I was really hesitant in actually getting it, but in the end, it won over. I got it. I'm very excited to read it. I just want you guys know, you guys that subscribe to me know that I forget things, okay? If you're new, welcome. I forget a ton of things. That's just who I am. I forget. That's why I'm like so hesitant sometimes to do booktube, like book hauls, because I'm like, I literally forget the books. I forget. So yeah, sometimes it's just really awkward when I don't know what to talk about, especially when it's a book I haven't read before. Anyway, that is Terror at the Gates. Next, I got this book on I pre-ordered it on Amazon. It is Tusk Love by Thea Guanzon. Sorry, I don't know how to say her name. It is also part of the Critical Role and like campaign, I guess. It's hard to say what it's actually called, but I'm very excited because I love Critical Role. I love their videos and streams, and just their campaigns again. So I am very excited. It is an orc, I guess, romance. Oscar and Guinevere. It is a fantasy romance. He is half orc. His name is Oscar. I love it. I read Bloom and Rising, so I feel like I'm very inspired to read more fantasy romance and like monster romance, but I'm very excited to read this. It's so cute looking. I love it. Again, I love Critical Role. I remember now that they had a sticker on it, but very excited. I want them to do more. I want Critical Role to do more of these like collaborations with authors because I love the fact that they worked with Thea Guanzon to write a book about it. I mean, there are new characters. This is her character, but love it. Love it. Can I just say, I hate that my hat looks so poofy on the top. It looks bad. Next, I got Katabasis by RF Kuang. I really enjoy her books. I've been hearing mixed reviews of Katabasis though. This is a signed special Waterstones edition but I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be a good book. I tried my best to ignore other people's reviews before I read it, just because those are their opinions and I need to read it for my own opinion. So, I mean, do I need to explain what this book is about? Because, again, I don't really remember, but she's a law student. This is, again, another academic, kind of probably a dark dark academia romance. She is really good at writing these. I loved Yellowface. I had such a good time reading Yellowface. I need to finish the rest in her Poppy War series. I only read Poppy War, but I really also enjoyed Babel. I loved Babel. I loved Yellowface. And I'm hoping to really love Katabasis because I don't know. I'm just very excited. I've seen her promote this on her Instagram, and it also helps out. It's absolutely beautiful. Next, everybody's favorite baby girl, Alchemized. I am very, very excited about it. Don't get me wrong. I really want to read Manacled first. That is what is based on. Alchemized is based on Manacled, the fanfic originally, the Draco Hermione fanfic, and I want to read Manacled first because I've had it on my Kobo for literal years when it was still on Archive of Our Own, when it was still on it, okay? I just haven't read it because it is heavy. It is 1,000 pages. Alchemized is 1,000 pages. I don't know how much Manacled is. There's like 3 parts, 3 books, 3 parts to it. It's heavy, and I really want to get into it. Don't get me wrong. I want to read it first, but I'm gonna put this down because it's seriously so heavy. It's crazy. It's 1,000 pages. It's heavy. But I'm really excited. I can't wait for Manacled. I've been loving fanfic recently. I would say I really got into fanfics in the beginning of the year. I have always tried to get into it. I think one of the reasons why I've gotten into it more recently is because I didn't start with Manacled. I started it with fluffier fanfic romances. And then I got to more serious ones, and I would definitely say soon I can definitely see myself be ready for Manacled, and I'm very excited for it. Don't get me wrong, there's just so many different aspects to it that I'm like, I need to get into it. But I also have read a few chapters of Manacled. I just never finished it. So yeah, I'll soon I will get to it. Next, I got box sets, but this is the Joe Abercrombie Age of Madness trilogy and the First Law trilogy. It's crazy of me to get both book series first and not have read it, but these are unread. I'm excited. I got these on Amazon because they had the box set editions. I didn't want to buy it individually. I wanted it in a box set. So I'm glad that I did that because it's just easier. I think it's the first trilogy first and then the Age of Madness. I have saved a Reddit post of the order, so I'm going to get into it. But again, I have dived into, I dived into the Blade itself. I just never finished it, so it's not even marked on Goodreads because I think I like read the first 2 or 3 chapters in the past, and now I'm finally diving into it. That's my problem, is like I read it and like I put it aside. Okay, the next book is right here. It is the Inkheart series. I got these secondhand on Abe Books. It's Inkheart, Inkspell, then Inkdeath. These are true childhood favorites. I would love to do another book recommendations for middle grade because this is true middle grade. I read these when I was in middle school. I bought these because I'm ready to reread them as an adult. It is time to show you guys to do maybe a vlog on it of like me rereading Inkheart. I loved Inkheart, Inkdeath, just Inkspelled, so good. I cannot wait to do a reread, and I'll have to search books that I read in middle school. I don't remember them. I wasn't really using Goodreads in middle school, so can't really go through that. Next, let's talk about the next 3 books. These are a series. It is by J. Kristoff. It is the Nevernight trilogy. Nevernight, Godsgrave, Darkdawn. Very excited. I have read a few chapters actually, of Nevernight. I really enjoyed it, and I'm actually picking it up again. I read the few chapters of Nevernight, I think a few years ago, a long time ago. So I don't actually remember it, but I know I picked it up for a few moments. I think I probably borrowed it from the library and never finished reading it, as I usually do. So that is that. I also have the Empire of the Vampire series right here. You can kind of see it, sneak peek. I'll get to that later. I can get to it now. It's just, let's talk about these books first. Yeah. Next, I got The Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This is her new series. I read her series, the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I need to read Caraval. I know I should have read Caraval first, but I picked up Once Upon a Broken Heart first, and I don't regret it. I really enjoyed it. Um, I don't mind knowing that I know a few things about Caraval that are technically spoilers, but it's fine. It's fine. And yeah, I got Alchemy of Secrets. I don't know. I think this is just a standalone book of hers, a novel of hers. If it's a series, totally okay. But yeah, Alchemy of Secrets. Next, I have a lot of books from Book of the Month. Again, I have, you can see it here actually. Beautiful. Actually, one of them isn't from Book of the Month. I'll let you guys know. But my Book of the Month was, I actually forgot now. I think it was this one. It was An Academic Affair by Jodi McAlister. Beautiful, beautiful. I think it quite literally is November's. Yes, November 2025. Absolutely beautiful. It is a romance. They are academic rivals since they first crossed paths as undergraduates in the literature department 15 years ago. I can only assume they're doctoral candidates now. But again, I have no idea. Now postdoc, thrust into professional uncertainty, they'll both do anything to find stability. So, when a highly coveted teaching position comes up, their rivalry hits epic proportions. So, very, very exciting. I cannot wait. I love anything to do with academia, and the fact that this is kind of an academic rivals to lovers, it's going to be very exciting. So, this was my November pick of the month. And I also got The 10-Year Affair by Erin Summers. This one was from a few months ago. Oh, it was last month. It was October 2025. I selected this as my add-on. This is about an affair. Obviously, the 10-year affair. They both meet. They're both happily married with young kids, and they both engage in, I think, an emotional affair. So I'm very interested in seeing it. This is definitely one of those general fictions that I once in a while read. Yellowface last year was definitely my general fiction of the year, I would say. I probably read other general fiction, but my brain cannot remember. Again, you guys are subscribed to a forgetful YouTuber. What do you expect? But yeah, there are books from the general fiction genre that I do read, and this one I would say is the general fiction of the year. Very excited to read it. Very interested. I actually cannot wait. I do not like cheating. I don't condone cheating. I hate cheating. If I read a book with cheating in it, especially in romance between the hero and the heroine, if one of them cheats, I just don't like it. But this one isn't a romance. Like, in my opinion, this is a general fiction. We're going to read two people who had an affair with each other, both in their own respective relationships. So I'm interested in diving in. I'm not expecting good things to come about it. I know it's probably not going to be a happy ending. Who knows, though? I haven't read it. So, 10-Year Affair, Erin Summers. Next, I got Violet Thistlewaite's Is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Krempholtz. This is also a November book of the month, but I just added this as an add-on. I am very, very excited for it. It is a fantasy romance, and she is a witch, and she used to be the dark sorcerer's right hand, but she's starting over as someone good. And I'm very excited. I would say this is fantasy romance. I don't know if it's the romance like is a big portion of it, but I can see it as a big portion of it. Again, no clue, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the floral details. One of my favorites. Cannot wait. I know this is witchy. I tend to read books out of order, not of season. Like the only season I really stick to is holiday romances. I definitely read a lot of those in winter, but when it comes to like fall, Halloween, I don't really go for the like witchy Halloweeny in the Halloween season. I do like to read those any time of the year. Next, this one was not part of my book of the month. I actually got this on Abe Books. This is a secondhand edition of The Haunting of Payne Hollow by Kelley Armstrong. I got this on Abe Books. The Haunting of Payne's Hollow is definitely a horror. I don't have the book right now. It's in front, and I'm trying to block my cat in, but I don't really dive into horror. I really do thrillers that sort of move into the horror-y, but not like deep horror like Stephen King. Like, no. I have a Stephen King, but I wouldn't classify that one as a horror. You guys will see. But the next book is actually the Empire of the Vampire series, as I just mentioned. These are all Barnes & Noble exclusive editions. I think Empire of the Dawn was the one that just came out. Then we have Empire of the Damned, which is book 2. And this one I actually got secondhand. It's Empire of the Vampire. It was sold out on Barnes & Noble, and I really wanted it to all be Barnes & Noble exclusives, so I'm glad I found this on Abe Books. I managed to get the Barnes & Noble exclusive, so I'm very, very happy about that. Okay, next, you can kind of see it. It is the series by Ilona Andrews. I'm actually going to move it down here, and you guys can sort of see it. Ilona Andrews is a husband-wife duo author, and I'm very excited. These books are one couple, these books are another. They're all interconnected because the Ruby Fever, Sapphire Flames, and Emerald Blaze, the heroine, is the sister of Nevada. Nevada, the heroine in Burn For Me, White Hot, and Wildfire. I absolutely loved Nevada and Mad Rogan. They were amazing. One thing I'm really happy about is the fact that I read these before it got popular on Instagram and TikTok. So whenever people talked about it, when it started going viral on Instagram, I don't have TikTok. When I started seeing so many people talk about it on Instagram, I'm like, oh my god, they're talking about it. I love the series. I'm so glad it's getting recognition. You know what I mean? So I love this. I have annotations for it, and I am so excited to actually dive into the series and to actually finally physically annotate it. It's going to be so satisfying. Like, to me, I think that annotating it physically is going to bring me like the deep satisfaction that like it deserves. I'm very excited for it. So that is that. And I kind of hate that they're both different sizes. This is like mass market sized, but the good thing is that Nevada and Mad Rogan, these books are the same size. So like, and they're also different couples. So these three are different. I'm okay with it, but it only bothers me a little bit. Anyway, next I got from Lovestruck Books. Lovestruck, by the way, is a romance bookstore here in Boston. Love going there. I've gone to book events there. Love it. These are signed editions from Lovestruck Books. It's by Ivy Fairbanks, Morbidly Yours, and Heartstrings. I have read Morbidly Yours. Loved it. 5 stars. I decided to get it in physical copy because it was signed, but also I have annotations and I really want to annotate it. So can't wait. This one, Heartstrings, is a second chance romance. Both are featured in Galway, Ireland. So very excited. I love Morbidly Yours. So I kind of can't wait to dive into Heartstrings. I would not classify these as a series. They're both standalones. They just simply happen to be in the same area. I do not know. I haven't read this. I haven't read Heartstrings yet, so I don't know if Callum or Lark show up in Heartstrings, but you never know. I'm actually really excited. So I cannot wait to annotate Morbidly Yours, and I cannot wait to read Heartstrings. Okay, next I got The Anatomy of Magic by J.C. Cervantes. This is a second chance romance. Lillian, or Lily, returns. She's an OBGYN, and she returns to her ancestral hometown in Mexico, and she comes across her first love. I love second chance romance. I love for friends to lovers. Those two, like, I love enemies to lovers. I love the big name tropes that everybody knows, but for me, I do get a sense of satisfaction whenever I read friends to lovers or second chance romance. My heart just is so full whenever I read it. It's so satisfying seeing the second chance romance or friendship. Just next I have The Cook of Castamar. This is by Fernando J. Munoz. This is a historical fiction, probably with romance. I don't know if I would categorize it as like historical romance, but I'm excited to see where it is. This is the Duke of Castamar and a cook. The cook, her name is Clara. She is the daughter of a disgraced physician who really enjoys cooking. She's a gifted cook, and she goes and works at Castamar, where the Duke is, and I'm assuming they fall in love. I don't know. Recently, I have been in a very historical romance kick. I have been loving all the good historical romance. Loving it. Like, I went on a full-on series binge of historical romances recently. Love it. Cannot wait. I got that. I did the historical romance binge after I got Cook of Castamar. I don't know why I didn't dive into the Cook of Castamar, so I'm very excited. Also, I know you all see the Netflix sticker. I actually had no idea it was a Netflix film when I saw this book, and I was like, oh my god, this sounds interesting. I read the synopsis, I got the book, and when I saw the cover, I'm like, oh, Netflix. No clue. I've never seen it on Netflix. No idea what it looks like on Netflix. And I don't know if I'm gonna search it up on Netflix. I still haven't. I have owned this book for months, and I honestly don't have an interest in looking it up on Netflix. So, I mean, no interest, and that's okay. If I enjoy the book, I might check out the movie or series. Again, no idea if it's a movie or a series, but if I enjoy the book, I'll check it out. Only then. Next, I got Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shirley Van Pelt. This one I actually own on Libro FM, but I haven't picked it up yet. I don't know why. I think it's just because sometimes I buy things on ebook or as an audiobook, and I'm like, actually, I feel like this would go really well as a physical book. And the response is to get it physically. Could I have borrowed it from the library? At the time, I didn't have a physical library I could go to, especially in Boston. But now that I do, I could have easily borrowed it, but I had already gotten the book physically. I bought it. This is about Tova, and she starts working at an aquarium, and she kind of befriends a brilliant giant Pacific octopus named Marcellus. I'm very excited. It's a friendship between Marcellus and Tova, and basically Tova's son disappears, and I would say this is like a very light mystery, maybe finding Tova's son, and a fantasy where intelligent Marcellus the octopus, helps Tova find her son. Again, no clue. You guys know me. I know you, you know me. We all know each other. I know I'm gonna forget things, but I'm very excited. You never know. I might use the audiobook as a companion, but yeah, very, very excited. Next, I got The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder by David Wager. I love crime fiction, true crime, historical fiction, history, nonfiction. Whenever I choose a nonfiction book, I typically choose history books or science books or books on nature. That kind of nonfiction I love. I got David. What did I say? What did I say his name was? David Gran. I think I said something else. I don't know what I said. By David Wager. Or did I say David Wager? Honestly, my brain is kind of fried right now. This is, again, pirate related. On January 28th, 1742, a ramshackle vessel of patched together wood and cloth washed up on the shore on the coast of Brazil. Inside were 30 emaciated men barely alive, and they had an extraordinary tale to tell. They were survivors of His Majesty's ship, the Wager, a British vessel that had left England in 1740 on a secret mission during an imperial war with Spain. I love history. And I love I think this is very exciting. The little, like, I don't know what you call it, like when authors and or with like other publications comment on it. Basically, Vanity Fair comments a genre-defying literary naval history thriller, part Master and Commander, part Lord of the Flies. I'll believe it or not, I've actually never read Lord of the Flies, and I have no interest. There are some classic books that I didn't have to read in high school, and I simply just have no interest in reading them ever again. I don't know what to tell you, but I don't. Next, I have another historical fiction history. It is The Way of the Gladiator by Daniel P. Maddox. I love ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, anything to do with that era of time I love, and I'm very excited with The Way of the Gladiator. I'm very excited to read it. I have never I've watched Gladiator and the Gladiator 2, the second one that recently came out, and I'm very excited to read this book because, again, I love anything to do with history, and with ancient Rome, Greece, Egypt, it excites me. Anything ancient related, I'm excited. So, very excited to dive into The Way of the Gladiator. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Um Again, I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is going to be a mixture of read and unread books. And I know for the most part, a lot of these books recently that I've been talking about have been unread. And we'll continue on. Next, I have Romancing Miss Stone. I got this from Barnes & Noble before I moved to Boston, and I actually read it on my trip to Boston to here before I moved here. And this is by MC Vaughan Vaughn. I don't know how to say it, okay? And again, I've only lived here for 5 years now. I don't really know American names, okay, guys? This one I gave 4 stars. This one is definitely a low 4. It was cute, but I probably wouldn't reread it. I got it in Barnes & Noble because I picked it up in Barnes & Noble. I was reading it, and I decided to continue reading it, but would I really realistically reread Romancing Miss Stone? Probably not. Don't get me wrong, I love the fact that they come together during this like journey of like going through the jungle. Basically, Bo enlists Alex to bring him through the jungle to where his girlfriend is, so that he can see, why did you break up with me? Can we get back together? But during the journey where Alex brings Bo to where the location is, they end up having a good time falling in love. There's more to it. Okay, that's not a spoiler. It's literally, right here in the synopsis, but I'm definitely explaining it in a terrible way. Again, even though I have read it, doesn't mean I'm good at explaining things, okay? But again, I would say this is a 4-star, low 4. I probably wouldn't reread it, but it was definitely cute and fun to read at the time. And yeah, very, very cute, very cute. Next, I have Playing Flirty by Shamiz Patel. This is a older brother's best friend and workplace romance. They both deal with games, board games, and this just looks really cute. I feel like one of the reasons why I got it was also because of the cover. This one in particular I got in Love Struck. I space out what I bought in Love Struck. Like, not all of these I bought at once. I've been there multiple times. This one is really cute. Brother's best friend, older brother's best friend. They work together and sort of also are rivals to lovers. I'm very excited to read this. This definitely gives me like Halloween, fall vibes. So I might pick this up very soon. I'm very excited to read it. Very cute, very cute. Also, it honestly has the same colors. Like, are they not similar? Right? Like in real life, the blues are very, very similar. I'm like, wow. I should honestly close my window because it is cold. But the thing is, let me tell you, dogs smell. Like, my cats to me smell like freshly ironed clothing. But for some reason, that dog's breath smells so bad. She smells bad. Okay? She doesn't smell like terrible, but like, it's cat and dogs smell so different. It's crazy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just not used to it, so I keep the window open to kind of circulate the air going through. Anyways, next I have A Talent for Murder by Peter Swanson. A Talent for Murder. I actually got this and my mom read it first, and she gave it, I would say, a 3-star or a 2-star, which makes me nervous to read it now. Like, I do have different opinions from books that I read. Like, if my mom and I read the same books, I probably would have different like opinions of it. I got this in June or July, and I haven't picked it up since because after my mom read it, I'm like, oof. I went back to Hawaii first off, but I definitely know that I would form different opinions on it. So it has taken me a little bit longer to pick this up, but you know, what can I say? That is A Talent for Murder. I will read it sometime, but and I'm definitely wanting to form a different opinion than my mom, but for now, it really has just been sitting on my shelf. Next, I have Hello Strangers by Catherine Center. I absolutely loved her book, What You Wish For. I listened to that on audiobook. I have a lot of her books in Hawaii physically, and I picked this one up. I am excited for it. I love Catherine Center's writing. It's also signed. I got this at Lovestruck. I'm very excited to read it. This is my first signed book. I've never met her, but I absolutely am very excited for the fact that I got a signed copy. If I see a signed copy of a book that I have wanted to read or I have read and loved, I'll pick it up. Just like Morbidly Yours, the fact that I was like, I already own a copy in Hawaii technically, but I decided to pick it up because it was signed, which is crazy. Like, I shouldn't, but I did. I did anyway. This is a struggling artist, Sadie, who is who was just named as a finalist in the National Portrait Competition of Her Dreams, but she winds up with a rare but real condition where human faces look like jumbled puzzle pieces. With only a few weeks to paint the best portrait of her life, Sadie will do anything to reverse her condition and get back to work. And she basically, this is her and her dog's veterinarian, and I'm very excited. We don't know his name. He's also a neighbor, which is so cute. I don't know if like she just can't see like the faces are blurry, like face to face, or if it's just the portrait. I have no idea. I would honestly search up this condition. This probably is a very real condition. Very interesting. I think when I first saw the synopsis, I was like, wow. So I can't wait to read it. I think it'll be very interesting. Next, I have books by Rosie Dannon. The first two books are The Roommate and The Intimacy Experiment. I absolutely loved The Roommate. 5 stars for me. One of my favorites. I decided to get The Roommate and The Intimacy Experiment because I wanted to annotate specifically The Roommate. I loved The Roommate. Loved The Roommate. 5 stars. Seriously, 5-star. It is one of my all-time favorite books. And then The Intimacy Experiment, I gave 4-star. I still enjoyed it. I probably wouldn't reread it, but if I do end up rereading it, it's not going to hurt. But yeah, Roommate was my favorite. 5-star, 4-star. Love it. And then I got Fan Service by her, which recently came out. I have Do Your Worst by her as well. I don't think it's an Afterlight Illumicrate Afterlight edition, but I do have like a signed copy from like a collaboration she was doing with the bookstore. I don't really remember, but I'm very excited. It's beautiful. This is about her, I don't know her name, I'm sorry. I know. Alex, she runs an online fan forum of the show or the movie that he acts in, and he plays a werewolf. So very excited. I don't know if this is like an actor playing werewolf or he literally becomes a werewolf during the book. I have no idea, but I know werewolves are involved. As of this video, I have been reading a lot of werewolf paranormal romances, vampire romances, werewolf romances. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. So that's that. Next, I have Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is also the Illumicray Afterlight edition. I have Bride in the Illumicray Afterlight edition, but it is in Hawaii because when it first came out, I got it in Hawaii. I was still living there, and now that now that Mate has come out, I now have it here. Very excited, very beautiful, very cute as well. I'm very excited to read this. I love Ali Hazelwood. She's definitely an auto read / auto listen, and I cannot wait to read Mate. I'm very, very excited. Next, I actually pulled it from that stack over here, but I am currently reading The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I have read her Paris Apartment book, The Paris Apartment, and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave that 4 stars, I don't remember, but I started this recently, and I'm annotating it, if you guys really can't really see that. There you go. I cannot wait to continue reading it. It's slow and steady. I haven't been reading physically, so it just has been really slow. So next, I have 2 books in the same universe. I have 1111 by Michaela Smeltzer. 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved 1111. It's one of my favorites. I gave it 5 stars. I bought it physically because I wanted to annotate it physically. I have a lot of highlights, so I cannot wait to sit down and annotate it fully. I'm very excited. Love it. It's a reverse age gap romance. I keep picking it up and I'm like, I should reread it soon. Every time I'm like, I really want to reread it. So I love it. It's seriously one of my favorites, all-time favorites. Like, just so good. I don't know how to explain it. It's one of my favorites. Next, I haven't read this. It is Until Then. It involves characters from 1111. And I haven't read it yet. I actually was like, I had no idea there was a book about this person, and so I decided to pick it up. It's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited. He was a great character in 1111, so I'm very excited to see what Until Then is about. I think this is also an age gap, but I don't know. I think it is, though. I think it is. Very cute. Very, very excited. Let's talk about the books. I have 2 books by Mariana Zapata. The first book is When Gracie Met the Grump, and then The Things We Water. I have read When Gracie Met the Grump, and I gave it 5 stars. And I got it physically because I own pretty much every other book by her in Hawaii. So I am getting it now. I'm very excited. I have read this on Kindle Unlimited when it first came out, but unfortunately Kindle got rid of my highlights, which sucks. So that really means that I need to do a reread and actually annotate it physically. So I guess it's a plus. I don't know. The Things We Water is a small town romance. I'm very excited. It takes place in Colorado, takes place in ranch life, and yeah, it's also kind of maybe a neighbor situation, hard to tell. I don't know if this is like also a fantasy as well, like with hints of fantasy in it, but very excited to discover. I got both of these on her website. They are both signed. The Things We Water is a nice special edition. It is sprayed edges, beautifully signed. And then When Gracie Met the Grump, this is the regular edition, just signed as well. Next book I got was 11/22/63, which was yesterday, actually. Yesterday was the 22nd of November. I think it would have been really cool if I filmed it yesterday, but it's fine. I love history, and when it comes to history, I love learning about murders. I know that sounds kind of psychotic, but whenever I think about history, when I first learned about Abraham Lincoln's murder, John Wilkes Booth, I was obsessed with learning and reading and learning about John Wilkes Booth and the murders. So I was honestly like, I don't know why that topic is like, it's one of the topics that like got me into history probably. I love learning about it, but okay, I know how that sounds really crazy. okay, I swear it's normal. I love history, I promise. But um, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know much about the presidents of the United States. I took American history, US history, because I am an American. I had to take it because of school, but I learned nothing. Okay, I actually hated US history in high school. Um, I probably could have done better, like, done my own education on US history. So, unfortunately, I know nothing about the presidents of the US, the United States of America. It's unfortunate. Anyway, is this a really good place to start out? Probably not. I probably could dive in straight to the history books, but I do like going through other sources. So in this case, John F. Kennedy through Stephen King, and that's that. It's also very, like, look how unbelievably floppy this guy is. Like, much flop, much flop. The next book I have are a duet. You saw it. Haunting and Hunting Adeline. Or Haunting. Wait, what did I say? Yeah, I said it right. Haunting and Hunting Adeline. Haunting is book one, but Hunting is book two. I love this. I first read it as an audiobook on Libra, on Audible, actually. Sorry. And I loved it. Gave both of them 5 stars. When I listened to it, all I did was listen to it. Like, I didn't do any work. I was trying to work. And look, I have a bad habit of sometimes, when I was in high school and also college, I had a bad habit of listening to audiobooks when I should have been working. I will admit it now. It wasn't very bad, but I still graduated both university and high school perfectly fine. I love this. It's popular for a reason because it's good. The problem with, like, Instagram and TikTok and the virality of these social media is the fact that people have their own opinions, and people base off whether or not they should read these books on people's opinions. Like, I think you should read it. You should also, if you need to read trigger warnings, if you need to read content warnings, read them for these books. You definitely should. There's a reason why trigger warnings and content warnings exist. You should definitely read them. I, on the other hand, never read them because I want to dive in totally blind when it comes to books. So I had a really fun time reading these. I loved it. I had so much fun. Um, and yeah, but the problem with social media is people either love it or hate it, and I loved it, and I'm really thankful I loved it. But I just hate that sometimes social media is just so bad at portraying these good books and turning them into, like, you hate them, you love them, and, like, Haunting and Hunting Adeline got so popular because they're good books. I absolutely love the books. They're my favorite. I'm excited to read it physically now, because I listened to an audiobook last time. So very, very excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Again, I just sometimes I do hate that social media, like, people should form their own opinions, and sometimes too many people base on other people's reactions through social media. Anyways, it's really not my problem because I talk about books because I enjoy them or I'm interested in reading them. Anyways, the next book is The Book of Lost Hours by Haley Gelfuso. This is I would say, fantasy romance. This involves a time travel, I would say. I don't really know. This is like a historical fiction, time travel esque book. I don't really know if it is time travel or if it deals with time. It says The Book of Lost Hours by Haley Gelfuso is a magnificent and complex feat of imagination, a love story that defies the boundaries of time, memory, and reality. But I also don't know. It talks about time, but is it time travel? I don't know. So I'm very excited. This book was actually featured on Book of the Month. This book was on Book of the Month, but again, I only had the 2 add-ons. So I decided to get the secondhand. This one was from Abe Books. Honestly, it's pretty good condition. It does have that, like, the edges, the like mismatch edges. What do you call it? I don't really know. The one where they're different sized pages. I hate that. Like, I don't really care for it. It kind of annoys me when they're both, like, uneven like that, but I'm really glad that I got the second hand. I am excited to dive into it. I think it's going to be good, and I'm excited for it. Next, I got Pucking Around by Emily Rath. I got this one on Amazon, but, well, I also got these other books. These are also by Emily Rath. This is a reverse harem hockey romance, and I really enjoyed this. This is a series of hockey players. I've only read Pucking Around and the prequel to this book, which is a prequel novella. I had so much fun reading it. I loved it. I had a fantastic, phenomenal time reading it. Each of the heroes are totally different from each other, and I just loved the story. I should read the other books. I think the other books are just one romance, like not reverse harem. They're just one couple. I'll have to see, but for me, I think buying one book in the series is perfectly fine. Like if I enjoy the other series and the books in the series, I'll probably pick it up physically. But for now, I just got Pucking Around. I'm very excited to do a reread and also probably highlight. Honestly, I didn't actually highlight a lot, but I might with this book. I might. The next two books, I got Beautiful Things and His Grace the Duke. This is also reverse harem. It's a historical romance reverse harem. I'm very excited because honestly, I feel like not a lot of the books I've read recently or that I know of historical romance wise are like have reverse harem. So this is definitely new to me in terms of like reverse harem. Again, I've been reading a lot of historical romance, but those are always just single couples, not reverse harem or harem related. So I'm very excited. I pre-ordered the third book in this kind of edition, but they are absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. I'm very excited. Next, I'm gonna put it right here. You guys can kind of see it. I'll just back it up a little, but this is the series of The Windy Series City by Liz Tomford. Book 1 is Mile High, Right Move, Caught Up, Play Along, and Rewind It Back. I have given everything 5 stars except for Rewind It Back. I have not read Rewind It Back. Right now, physically, I'm annotating Mile High. You can kind of see my highlights there. I am going to a book event where I'm meeting Liz Tomford, so I'm very excited. She is publishing her special editions of Mile High and The Right Move, and I'm getting those special copies. I don't know if they're special editions or just new covers of the series. I loved these 4 books. Phenomenal in my opinion. I feel like just the fact that I've given everything 5 stars. She's written the couples perfectly. For sports romance, I feel like these are amazing. I loved it a lot. Mile High was definitely the start of her series, and it really just ramped up my love for The Right Move, Caught Up, Play Along. Like, Mile High was probably a 4-star to me. I probably rated it 5, but this is definitely a low 5, while everything Right Move, Caught Up, Play Along are high 5s for me. Not like a high 5, but like a high 5-star. It's just, these 3 books are just so good. Oh, just amazing. I'm having a lot of fun reading it again, and in this case I'm annotating it, and I'm just having so much fun. It is so good. I cannot honestly wait until I get to annotate these guys again. Oh, it's gonna be so satisfying. But I absolutely loved it. I definitely need to rewind it back soon before the book event, and I'm very, very excited for it. I'm excited for the book event. I cannot wait. Okay, everyone, thank you guys all so much for coming. I have been filming for 3 hours now. Almost 4. It's crazy. I hate it. My mouth is so dry. I am relishing in the fact that I'm about to not speak for the rest of the day, to be honest. So I'm very happy about that. I'm really excited. This was a lot of books. I am actually going to count how many books I have bought since the beginning of June or beginning of July. Hard to tell. It's a lot. Probably 50 books, I would say. I'll count and I'll put the number here, but I'm very excited. Again, some of these are read, some of these are unread. I'll put the tally up. Like, this is like, I'll put like how many books are unread, how many books are read. I think it'll be really interesting to see what the actual total is. But I'm very excited. All of these books, I'm either really excited to read or reread and annotate. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. Again, I'm trying to do as best as I can to do more intentional book buying. I feel like the ones that I have bought that I have already read are books that I really want to reread. I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait to read a lot of these books. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't do book hauls too often, but when I do, I hope you guys enjoy those videos. I'm so glad to have done this video. I haven't bought any books since the last book, which is the Book of Hours, the Book of Lost Hours, that just arrived today. That is it in terms of the books that I bought. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, give it a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button. I do a lot of book videos, a lot of writing videos. I also stream games on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday, and I do reading sprints every week. So come join and subscribe for that. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for coming, and I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.